What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Acheron, entitled Kult Des Hasses. This is released on Listenable Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are originally based out of Tampa, Florida, but are now residing out of Columbus, Ohio. And the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very evil, satanic, old-school style of black and death metal. I mean, when you think of death metal that has evil, satanic themes to it, you can think of a lot of bands that could definitely have ties to stuff like that, like maybe Deicide or Vital Remains or bands of that nature. But Acheron is definitely a band that is very synonymous with that kind of style. And when I think of Acheron, I can definitely think of the first two albums that this band put out. 1992's Rites of the Black Mass and 1994's Lex Talionis. Both albums really representing and showcasing the classic style that Acheron is best well known for. I mean, just great song structuring, awesome lyrics, just really thought-provoking old-school death metal with that evil kind of edge going on. Even to the rest of this band's body of work. I mean, I can pick out a couple of really good albums from towards the end of the 90s, stuff like Anti-God, Antichrist, and Those Who Have Risen. Two other examples of really awesome later on Acheron material. And of course, the two albums that were released in the 2000s, Rebirth and The Final Conflict. Yeah. Now we move on to 2014. This is their 8th full-length album, and this is the follow-up to their 2009 album entitled The Final Conflict. And if I'm not mistaken, the name of the album, Kult Des Hasses, loosely translates to Cult of Hate. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 56 minutes in length. And after giving this album many listens, this to me is the best thing I've heard Acheron do in a very long time. This album not only blows the two albums that they released in the early 2000s, but this blows away almost pretty much everything that this band's done. I mean, this band feels incredibly rejuvenated and reborn, so to speak. And one of the main credits of this album is definitely the way this album is produced and mixed. Dan Swano, I believe, is the guy who's behind the boards on this album, and he definitely makes an incredible effort to make Acheron sound amazing, and the production shows itself off very nicely and very well. It doesn't feel too clean or too over-polished. It feels just right. And this album's production and mixing is a very key factor to this album. But moving past the production and mixing, let's get on to the actual music itself. The guitar work on here is absolutely inspired and very catchy. There's a lot of catchiness to be heard on this particular album. Like, take the very first 3 tracks of this album, Daemonum Lux, Satan Holds Dominion, and Rapture to Divine Perversion. Just the guitar work on those 3 tracks alone definitely make this album worth repeated listens. And mind you, this is a lengthy album, so this isn't anything that you would have to fast forward or skip through. You really need to make the effort to have a good pair of headphones, a good stereo system, and just sit, relax, and let it all set in you. The guitar work on here is amazing. I love the frenetic pace when it comes to the heavier riffs, the leads. The solos sound incredible. I love the solos on this album. They sound really incredible here. The bass guitar tone is very good too. It definitely feels just as clean and as well polished as the guitar work that's being done here. It's audible, it's very well represented, and it does a very good job here. Moving on to the drums, this is the other band that Kyle Severn plays in. If you know Kyle Severn, he is the drummer of Incantation, but for a good while now, he's also been drumming with Acheron. And he definitely showcases why he is such a versatile drummer and why he's as amazing as he is. And he definitely showcases that off here with this new album. The blast beats, the drum fills, the double bass, just the way he plays here, it really sounds as if he's putting on a clinic with this album. And he really showcases why he's such a really awesome drummer. Just the structuring of the drum performance, it really sounds awesome. Even to some of the lengthier songs that do appear on this album, I think it works really well, and definitely is another inspired Kyle Severn drum performance. Really amazing drum work here. And moving on to the vocals, this is probably the best vocal performance I've heard Vincent do for any Acheron album in a very long time. Of course, you would know the kind of delivery he has. Very straightforward, very rough, very rugged, very understandable, very well worded and articulate, very evil sounding vocals. And he is a master vocalist and a master storyteller. Just the way he delivers his lyrics, the way he spews out his evil sermons, it really sounds awesome. And he definitely has established himself as a very important figure when it comes to death metal with evil vibes and feelings. I mean, this is a really inspired vocal performance, and I'm really enjoying what he's done here. And the guest vocal appearances that show up are done very well here. I believe I want to say the track Misanthropic Race. Yeah, I believe I hear Cam Lee on that track. If you don't know Cam Lee, he's the original singer for Death, Massacre. And I believe John McEntee of Incantation appears on here, and so does Jill McEntee of Funerus, who they make vocal appearances on this album as well. And they are very helpful vocal performances too, I must say. So overall, if you're a fan of Acheron, and if you're a fan of everything they've put out, this is easily a well-rounded return to form here. I think this is the best Acheron album ever. It's right on par to be the best thing that they've ever done. I mean, their first two albums are absolute classics, but this one could stand right alongside them. I think it's that amazing. I really enjoy what's being done here. If you really haven't been interested with Acheron in the past, I would definitely say to give this new album a try. I think it's probably one of their best produced, best mixed, best produced albums that they've done in a very long time, and I think it's definitely worth supporting. This album definitely took me by surprise, and definitely this could see top 20 potential towards the end of this year. You never know. This was on my most anticipated list, and this could be on my top 20 list, so we'll see what happens. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Daemonum Lux, Satan Holds Dominion, Raptured to Divine Perversion, Misanthropic Race, Whores and Harlots, and Concubina de Diablo. Really awesome tracks. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Terrorizer.com website where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being bought physically or digitally. It is available in CD, 12-inch vinyl formats, 2 LP formats. You can buy it from Listenable Records, or I believe you can contact the band to get a hold of copies, I think. So whatever ways you're able to get a hold of it physically, definitely make an effort to do so. So again, the album is Kult Des Hasses by Acheron. This is released on Listenable Records. Definitely support this band, and I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. Really awesome album. Definitely one of the best things Acheron has ever done. So support Acheron. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Army out.